I am Dr. W. Gondole from Kamlaneni Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss the stereoisomerism. And as we know, there are two types of stereoisomerism, optical isomerism and geometrical isomerism. And also, as we know, stereoisomer, stereo means the space and the mirrors means parts. So these isomers have similar or identical physical properties like melting point, boiling point, density, refractive index, but they differ toward the plane polarized light. When the plane, these isomers or these are the compounds, when they rotate plane polarized light towards right, then it is known as dextrorotatory. When they rotate the plane polarized light toward the left, it is known as the levorotatory. So all these about the optical isomerism, what is plane polarized light, what is optical rotation, and the specific rotations, all these parts we are discussing in today's part. So today we are discussing the stereochemistry of organic compound, and this is part number 2. And here the topics are stereoisomerism, optical isomerism, plane polarized light, angle of rotation, what is polarimeter, and specific rotation, and the optical activity. So in the last lecture we were discussed about the structural isomerism, and now what do you mean by the stereoisomerism? This stereoisomer, stereo means here stereo, it is a Greek word. Stereo means the space and mirrors means parts. So isomer which have the same structural formula, but they differ in the relative arrangement of atoms or group in the space. Such type of isomers are known as the stereoisomer. So what is? They have the same structural formula but have different relative arrangement of atom or groups in the space. Such isomers are known as stereoisomer, and the phenomena is known as the stereoisomerism. As we know, stereoisomerism is exhibited by the compound which have same structural formula but differ in configuration. So the isomer have same structural formula but differ in the configuration. There are three types of stereoisomers, as we know: optical, geometrical, and conformational isomerism. Now what is optical isomerism? So we can say that optical isomerism is an important, and many substances have this remarkable power of rotating the plane polarized light either towards left or right, and this phenomena of rotating the plane polarized light is known as optical activity. What is the phenomenon of rotating the plane polarized light is known as optical activity or optical isomers. Now here what are the types of optical isomers? So organic compound exists in two stereoisomeric form which cannot be superimposed on one another, and in spite of difference in the relative arrangement of atoms, these isomers have identical physical properties. These isomers have similar physical properties like melting point, boiling point, refractive index, density, solubility, like that, but they differ or they resemble one another in most of their chemical reactions. So we can say that these isomers have identical physical properties, and also they resemble in some chemical reactions. They differ only in their behavior towards the plane polarized light. One rotate the plane polarized light toward the right and other toward the left, but the same extent. Such type of isomer or the compound are optical isomer, and the phenomena is known as optical activity. So in short we can say that what is optical isomerism? Optical isomerism are the isomers which have identical physical and chemical properties but they differ towards the rotation of plane polarized light. One can rotate toward right and another isomer can rotate toward the left. So such isomers are known as optical isomer, and the phenomena is known as optical isomerism. Now what is the plane polarized light? As we know, here it is shown. This is an ordinate having all directions, but when this ordinary light passing through the Nicol prism, then after passing through that Nicol prism, what is the light vibrate only in a one plane. So this is known as plane polarized light. So they are coming out from the prism, and but they this light is vibrating only in a one plane. See here, 1 2 3 like that, vibrate only in a one plane. Such type of is known as the plane polarized light. This plane polarized light can be moved towards to the right or left. So ordinary light consists of electromagnetic waves of different wavelength, and light, monochromatic light, consists of waves of only one wavelength. Mono means one, it consists of only one wavelength. So monochromatic light consists of wave of only one wavelength, and it can be obtained either by passing the ordinary white light through the prism or grating, or by using source which give light of only one wavelength. For example, we know that sodium lamp emits yellow light of the wavelength 589 nanometer. Whether it is ordinary light or monochromatic light, it consists of waves having vibration in all the plane. So this light, monochromatic light, consists of waves having vibration in all the plane perpendicular to the line of propagation of the light. When such beam of light is passed through the nickel prism, then the light that come out of the prism, that is nickel prism, has vibration only in one plane, as shown in the figure. Such type of beam of light which has only vibration in one plane is known as plane polarized light. So such a beam of light which vibrates only in one plane is known as plane polarized light, and diagrammatically it is also shown here. So after ordinary light emerging out from this prism, then it vibrates only in one plane. Such is known as the plane polarized light. And next part is the angle of rotation. So in case of angle of rotation, we can say that the angle in degrees through which the plane of the polarized light get related or get rotated. Here angle of rotation, it is the angle of degrees through which the plane polarized light get rotated on passing through the solution of optically active compound. This angle is known as angle of rotation, and it is denoted by the symbol alpha. Alpha is the symbol for angle of rotation. So angle of rotation is nothing but when the angle made when plane polarized light get rotated when passing through the optically active compound. This angle of rotation is known as this is the angle of rotation, and it is denoted by the symbol alpha. So there is an angle of rotation when the beam of plane polarized light rotate toward the right or left, making an angle which is known as the when this plane polarized light passing through the optically active compound, then make the angle what is known as alpha. This alpha is the angle of rotation. Now what is polarimeter? Now it is an instrument shown here, the arrangement, and this instrument is used to measure the angle of rotation. So angle of rotation can be measured by the instrument known as the polarimeter, and rotation of plane polarized light is known as the polarimeter. So here is the this is the instrument measuring the angle of rotation of plane polarized light, is known as the polarimeter, and here is the light source vibrate in all direction and passing through the nickel, here first nickel prism, then vibrate in a one plane. After that, passing to the solution of an optically active substance is here this plane polarized light. After passing through the solution of optically active compound, then they made the angle. So here is the vibration. They vibrate only in one plane. Now this plane polarized light is moving toward light, so making this angle of alpha. And again now then it passed through the nickel prism second, and again now they made the angle here alpha. So in this way, and here is I, we can see this rotation. So in this way, this is the representation of polarimeter, and by using this we can measure the angle of rotation of the plane polarized light, and this is the instrument which is known as polarimeter. So the instrument used for measuring the angle of rotation of plane polarized light is known as polarimeter, shown in the figure. It consists of light source, two nickel prism, polarimeter tube, all these are the part, and nickel prism near the light source is the polarizer, and that near the eye of the observer is the analyzer. So one is a polarizer and second is the analyzer, shown here. So the first nickel prism is a polarizer and this is second near the eye is the analyzer. As we know, the axis of polarization of the polarizer is fixed, while analyzer can be changed. And between polarizer and analyzer we have to place the glass tube, which is known as polarimeter tube, and which contain solution of optically active substance or compound. So here between these two, here is the solution or tube, optically active substance we have to take in this tube. After placing the substance in a polarimeter tube of optically active substance, then solid line represent the plane polarized light before and plane polarized light before, and broken line represent the after of optically active substance. So here two lines have been shown, solid line and dotted line or broken line. The axis of polarization of two nickel prism is held as shown in the figure. The polarimeter tube is empty. The plane polarized light from the polarizer passes through the analyzer without any change in intensity. When two nickel prisms are held with their axis of polarization perpendicular to each other, no light passes at all. However, when the solution of any optically active compound is placed in between the polarizer and the analyzer with their axis of polarization parallel to each other, intensity of the light coming out of the analyzer is much less than falling on the polarizer. In such cases, in order to have maximum transmission of the light, the analyzer has to be rotated through the some angle in one direction or other. This angle through which the analyzer has to be rotated to get maximum transmission of light is known as the angle of rotation. So in this way, angle of rotation can be measured by using polarimeter. The angle of rotation, that is alpha, of optically active compound depends upon the factors, and these factors are nature of substance, concentration of the solution, nature of solvent, temperature of the sample, wavelength or monochromatic light used for this purpose. So all these are the factors. So we can say that angle of rotation of the optically active compound depend upon these other factors. And now next part is what is specific rotation. Specific rotation shown in this way. So what is specific rotation? To compare the rotatory power of different optically active substance, the optical activity is generally expressed in terms of specific rotation. So optical activity we have to express in terms of specific rotations. So what is specific rotation? So we can say that specific rotation of optically active substance is defined as, or we can say that it is defined as the rotation produced by solution of length 10 centimeter and unit concentration, that is 1 gram per ml, for the given wavelength of light at the given temperature, and it is generally expressed by the formula is shown here. Alpha T by D here is shown. This is the expression of specific rotation, alpha T and D, and here and which is divided observed angle of rotation divided by L into C, where L is the length of solution in decimeter, C is the concentration of the substance in 1 ml solution. So in this way we can measure the specific rotation. So it can also be defined as optically active substance. Defined specific rotation of the optically active substance is defined as the degree of rotation observed when plane polarized light is passed through the tube having the path length of 1 decimeter or 10 centimeter, and the concentration is 1 gram per ml of the compound at a particular temperature and wavelength. It is denoted by the symbol alpha T by D, where T is the temperature, D is the wavelength of light used. And it is also always possible to dissolve 1 gram optically active substance in 1 ml of the solvent, and therefore to measure the angle of rotation is carried out at lower concentration, and it is shown by the formula. It can be calculated. Observed angle of rotation upon L into C, and L is the length of polarimeter tube in decimeter, C is the concentration of the substance in gram per ml. So in this way the specific rotation can be calculated, and it is also observed that specific rotation of the cane sugar is at 293 Kelvin is the plus 66.5 degree, and it can also be expressed in positive or negative sign. Positive sign before the angle of rotation denote that cane sugar is dextro-rotatory, so positive or negative sign, and if it is negative then levo-rotatory. So positive or negative signs may be there before the angle of rotation. So this is the about specific rotation. Now one more term is there, what is optical activity. In case of optical activity, we can say that if plane polarized light is passed through the certain substances or through the solutions, then it is deviated in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. This phenomena of rotating the plane polarized light is known as optical activity, and the substance exhibiting this property is known as optically active. And example of some optical active compounds are tartaric acid, lactic acid, and also glucose. So this is the phenomena of optical activity, was given by scientist French. What is the French chemist is there, and the scientist name is Louis Pasteur. He observed that when concentrated solution of sodium ammonium tartrate was allowed to crystallize, two types of crystals they separate out. And this scientist also shows that this separated crystal into two parts, one of which right-handed and other is of left-handed crystals. And these crystals, when dissolved in water, was found to rotate the plane polarized light. So this is given by Louis Pasteur. One solution rotates plane polarized light toward the right and other toward the left, but the extent of rotation is same. Such substances which can rotate the plane polarized light are called optically active substance, and the property of substance to rotate the plane polarized light is known as optical activity. So such type of substances which can rotate the plane polarized light are called optical active substances, and the property of substance to rotate the plane polarized light is known as the optical activity. This is the optical active compound, and the property they show is the optical activity. And substances which rotate the plane polarized light toward the right, that is in clockwise direction, then it is known as dextrorotatory and also represented by the symbol D or plus. And the substance which rotate the plane polarized light toward the left or in an anti-clockwise direction, These are known as levorotatory and represented by symbol L or negative. So this is the property of optical activity of some optically active compounds, and substances which are optically active, they rotate the plane polarized light toward the right or toward the left. So when they rotate toward the right, which it is known as dextrorotatory, denoted by the symbol D or positive. When they rotate the plane polarized light toward the left, that is in anti-clockwise direction, then it is known as levorotatory, and symbol is L or negative. So optical active substances are there, and they show the property of optical activity, and therefore depending upon they have two types of isomer. One is D and other is L. So dextrorotatory and levorotatory are the two isomers which are known as optical isomers, and the property is known as optical activity. So today we stop here.